Hi Danielle, how you doing? Okay, I'd like to talk about the cover letter, and I've also got the ad up over here. As you know, these tie together, so I thought it'd be smart to pull them both up so we can kind of refer to both. I'm looking at your your cover letter, and I think it's really super generic. It is, and there's a couple of critical errors in here, and I think we'll just go through those. And I think that I really want you to listen to what I'm saying, and I want it to make sense to you. So if anything I'm saying doesn't make sense, it's really super important that you get with me so I can further clarify, because this is really important stuff. Your cover letter might be the most important link in the chain. And the reason I say that is because the formula kind of goes like this, all right? If I get an electronic correspondence from a designer who's interested in working for my firm, I say, all right, I get this electronic package, okay? And the first thing I see is the cover letter. I read the cover letter, and if the cover letter is good, I'll go on and look at the resume. If the resume is good, I'll go on and look at the portfolio. If the portfolio is good, then I'll make the phone call to set up an interview. So the cover letter it's the first hurdle. If your cover letter isn't impeccable, nobody's going to look at your resume. Nobody's going to go on to look at your portfolio. Conversely, if your cover letter passes the test and your resume has a typo in it, nobody's going to continue on to your portfolio. And that's just the nature of the business. It's a business of perfection, and there's so many perfectionists that we work with on a daily basis that anything less is just not accepted. So let's take a look at your cover letter and see how we can improve it. Right now, if I were to read this cover letter, I would say, all right, this is a person who did not take any time in this. And why am I saying that? Number one, because you say, to whom it may concern. Now, we went over this in class lecture and in the video, one of the videos. I don't remember which one exactly. I think it was the introduction too, but it was my high recommendation not to start a cover letter with a generic salutation. Do anything you possibly can to find the name of the person who will be receiving this letter, if not at least the name of the person who heads the department or the office that the letter will be going to. It's that important. Well, let me put it like this. Everybody else is going to be doing that. So, I mean, if I get 10 letters and they all have proper salutations on them and one says to whom it may concern, I mean, logically, which one isn't going to get read? I mean, that's just logic, right? All right, so moving on. Now, this is the really tricky part about cover letters. You have to talk about yourself without talking about yourself. And I know you're going, what? And it's kind of true when you think about a cover letter. You're introducing yourself, but you don't want to talk too much about yourself. You want to talk about not what the company can do for you, but what you can possibly and potentially do for the company. Remember, make it about the company, not about yourself. Don't ever start a cover letter with the word I. It points in the wrong direction. Try to go through your cover letter and limit the number of times you refer to yourself. I know that sounds ridiculous. It can be done, though. Instead of saying, I was quickly drawn to your posting for a junior designer, and I believe that my skills make me a perfect fit for this position. So you're immediately just taking this job and making it about you. And the person reading this letter is going to pick up on that. Okay, so it's really important to choose your verbiage in a way that you say something like, I recognize, or after reading the posting for the junior designer, I recognize a need in your company that I believe my skill set matches. Okay, so now you're putting the needs of the company before your needs. And again, the reviewer is going to see that, is going to pick right up on that. This is a perfect opportunity for me to grow. So now you're saying, okay, I'm going to grow on your dime. And I'm just telling you realistically here, Danielle, I'm just telling you realistically how a lot of this could be taken. This is a perfect opportunity for me to grow in my career while helping. So do you see what I'm saying about, now you're saying you want to grow on my dime? You see what I'm saying? After reviewing the job and researching more about your company, I believe my career and personal goals match perfectly with your company and would be honored to work alongside. That's not bad. That's not too bad at all. I'm wondering if you could switch the order of that around, though, so you're mentioning the honor of working for that company before it fitting your personal goals. Working knowledge of, this is good. My comprehensive working knowledge of create both platforms. I'm confident I can perform junior designer duties with the fullest potential. That's good. I'm an ambitious graphic designer. This is all, from here on, is all really super generic. And I recommend trying to really, really be an individual about this. And now, listen to me, and I'm going to read this, and you be the employer, okay? And this is how the cover letter closes. As an ambitious graphic design professional, I know how being humble and having hustle are both two very important ingredients for being successful in life. Therefore, I am enclosing a copy of my resume for your review. I'm not real sure that we have to set up a reason for enclosing your resume. Do you see what I'm saying? I welcome the opportunity to speak to you and in this position and elaborate how my passion and expertise. Well, here's the thing. I know it sounds like I'm picking this apart, Danielle, and I kind of am, but it's so important. Here's the thing. I welcome the opportunity to speak with you about this position and elaborate how my passion and expertise. Well, your passion and expertise is something that better be shared by everybody applying for this job. I mean, we all have passion. We all have expertise. So what, you see what I'm saying? I find this very common mistake with student designers wanting to really push their passion to the forefront. And I'm here to tell you that doesn't matter. And quite realistically, Danielle, nobody cares about your passion. I mean, you show your passion once you get into the job setting, and people love that. Passion is what's the word I want? Contagious. Passion is contagious. So that's awesome at the workplace, but don't talk about how passionate you are. Show it once you get the job. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so the formula over here, this is a pretty good, as good as any I've seen. So, I would say try to stick to this. Explain why you're contacting the employer, including the position you are applying for. Address a specific person by name. Express an interest in the job, and really look at these and think about these with your cover letters. Explain what you want to have happen, which means, let's go back here. It says, I welcome the opportunity. Always close. Do two things. You did one thing very smart here. You did not give the recipient a task, so to speak. A lot of students make a mistake of saying, please contact me. That's a mistake. You never want to give anybody a chore or a task. Always say, I will be in contact within the next X amount of days, or I will be in contact by the end of next week, something like that, give it a week at the most, to discuss the possibility of progressing in the design process. The hiring process. Okay, so just really, really kind of basic stuff, and like I said, I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm picking your letter apart completely. So don't get frustrated. It's really, really some super common mistakes, and I think that your second attempt will be much, much far superior once you hear my comments and once you can really digest this information and understand from an employer's perspective what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. Okay? Any questions? I'm right here. Thanks, Danielle.